Yeah! Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the old Killjoy Jake YouTube channel. I am your host, Chelsea, and today, we're talking a little Scream 6. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. It is gonna be freaking awesome, everybody. I can't wait for y'all to see Scream 6. Where am I going with this? I don't even know. Hopefully I can figure that out this stream. But in the meantime, let's say hello to some of y'all. Living for Miles is saying, I know, right? Yeah, I know, right? Oh, can't wait for Scream 6. I'm excited. Sky is here. What's up? How's it going, Sky? Tom is here saying new mask and new weapon. Should be interesting. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. It's going to be nuts. Just from that one photo alone, there's a lot to unpack. It's going to be nuts. Oh, can't wait. Dino is saying, what's up, everyone? Hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving. Thank you so much, Dino. I had an awesome Thanksgiving. It was great. Welcome, and thanks for being a Killjoy cult member. We appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Speaking of which, we have a good friend of ours, Locked, here, becoming a member again. Thank you so much, Locked. I appreciate the support. Thank you, and thank you. All the thank yous. That Sounded Scary is here, too. Thought you were gonna make me a mod. I will make you a mod, because I just figured out how to do that on the fly. So I actually know how to do it now. I'm a big boy YouTuber who can do stuff. So there you go. Let's see if I can figure this out. If not, I'll make you a mod afterwards. But yeah, it's like you do that, and bam. Okay, now you're a mod. There you go. Not just anyone can become a mod, you know. So I thank you for the support. I appreciate that. Thank you. Just another horror fan is saying, Killjoy Jake in the house, raise the roof, yeah! Let's go! It's gonna be a party, baby! Let's go! Culpin is here, saying hi, just here for a few, hitting like, saying hi, then vamoosing. Be good, dude. Thank you so much, Culpin. I appreciate that. Thanks for hitting the like button. Makes old Jake here pretty happy. Denisha's here. What's up, Denisha? Oh, you're amazing, Denisha. Thank you. Lisa's here. Hey, Jakey boy. Hey, what's up, Lisa S? C. I can never. Lisa's a hard name to make a nickname out of. Liz. What's up, Liz? There we go. I gotcha there. Dirk Diggler is getting right into it, saying Ghostface holds a shotgun. Now back up and give me a pack of tropical fruit bubblicious. Now back up and give me a pack of tropical fruit bubblicious. I wish I could do the voice, but I can't. But thank you. A big collective hello to everybody. Let's stop playing this annoying music and get into the regular ass chill music. There we go. The vibe music. And let's talk a little bit about Scream. Just once again, blanket hello to everybody. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the old stream. We're gonna be talking Scream tonight. So bring out your craziest Scream 6 theories, as well as any thoughts you may have on some of the new information we have just gathered. Speaking of which, let's just get right on into it. All right, with this very interesting tweet we got from viewer Anon saying shenanigans, responding to this picture of Ghostface wielding a shotgun in a convenience store. So this has brought a lot of craziness to the internet the past couple of days. Twitter is on fire because of this picture, pretty much. A lot of people are divided on how they feel about Ghostface with a shotgun. I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not like on one side or the other. I think it's interesting and I'm down to see it, but I don't want to see Ghostface running around the whole movie with a shotgun. A lot of people have pointed out that like this is probably going to be a one-off kind of thing, where it's just like maybe Ghostface stealing the shotgun from like the guy at the counter, you know, like maybe he has a gun, he sees somebody in a mask, he's like, fuck this, you know, you're not robbing my store. Ghostface gets the gun somehow and maybe puts the guy down. I mean, that could be a cool scene. I'd be interested. I'm like, okay, that could be a cool scene. I don't want to see the entire movie Ghostface running around just picking people off with a shotgun, though. That might be a little strange, I think. But getting back to what viewer Anon was saying here, he wanted to update his OG scene description because it was slightly off, and say that Sam and Tara know it's the real Ghostface as they're chased into the store. It's the people in the shop who think it's fake. So now going off of something we saw the other day, because I have some theories now about this picture, which we did that live stream on Wednesday all about. Thank you for joining me for that. If you were there, this kind of leads into theories about this being in the second act now, because if this is a big reveal, because once again, well, basically just to sum up what we talked about on Wednesday, kind of seems like our core main characters here during the second act are finding out that some of the props from a new museum featuring some of our Ghostface killers have gone missing, which is why when you go back to the Ghostface with the shotgun picture, you will notice some things very specifically about the robe and the mask. The mask looks a little deteriorated. The robe looks a little like there's bullet holes in it, you know, just a little bit if you look closely enough. I didn't exactly lighten up this image for everyone to be able to tell, but a lot of people are speculating online that maybe this is Roman's robe specifically. That Roman is dead, I think, at this point. You know, there's an argument with Stu, but with Roman, I think the guy's a goner. So I genuinely think that this could be someone who has stolen Roman's robe. Is that significant? Is that significant to who this killer is, who they are as a person, what their motive is? I'm curious to find out if that's going to be the case, or if the motive itself just has to do with the fact that they want to end. It's something to do with the other Scream killers. Something that this person is connected to all of the other past killers. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I do think that that's a second act image now, and I feel like this is going to happen afterwards. That's how Sam and Tara will know it's the real Ghostface killer, not just some guy dressed up in a mask and costume, which is a big reason I feel like they've written this into the script to have like a Ghostface steal the past costumes. Because in New York City, you can kind of get away with dressing up as Ghostface. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like even in this universe where that costume means something significantly different than how it does in real life, I could still see getting away with it, essentially. But if they're wearing the actual robes from the past movies, different story. Now, we have a lot more to talk about, but I do want to hear some of your guys' comments and just things y'all are saying and thinking, whatever. I'm so excited to get into this. There's a lot to chew on during this live stream. So much so, that's why I'm like, you know, I'm just going to go live and talk about it for like a couple of hours instead of making like 7 videos. So I'm also so sick of editing. All I've been doing is editing the past month. I've just been editing, so I'm like, oh god, let me just go live. Let me just do that. Denisha is throwing $5 in there. Denisha, thank you so much for the support. Saying, Jake, with the photo with gang in the theater with masks being gone, do you think? Excuse me. I think it will be cool for the. It'll be cult Stu Train let go it old mask. Multiple masks are stolen. I do think that many masks have been stolen at this point, and like the killers are maybe, if there's 1, 2, 3, whatever, I do feel like they're rotating the masks. Like, it's for different scenes you're gonna see Roman's mask, like here. That's at least what I think. This is Roman's robe and mask, and then maybe at a different sequence we'll see like Stu's robe and mask, maybe. I think that could be cool if they were to do something like that, because then it's very specific to that character. You get to see like the shit that happened to them specifically, opposed to one of the other Ghostfaces. Like, what does Jill's robe look like compared to Roman's robe? The masks are different too, so I would be curious to see that. I think that would be awesome. Do I think maybe it's Stu behind Stu's mask? That could be the case. I mean, I guess my big thing about that is I need to see what this movie's gonna be all about. Is it all about like something from the past lurking in the shadows all these years to come back and right when the time is right or whatever? If this movie's about that, I could see them setting it up for 7, but I don't think they would reveal something that big until the final movie in the full story, which, no, 7 is not confirmed yet, but I feel like it's gonna happen. I got my spidey senses are tingling. Scream 7's gonna happen. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't think this one's gonna bomb either. I know a lot of people are like, oh, this one's gonna tank so bad. It's not. It's gonna make a lot of money, and it will be to maybe nobody's surprise. But Denisha, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate that. Hashtag Stu Train. Hashtag Stu Train. He's coming back. The killers this time around are getting his robe ready for him in 7, is what I think. I don't know. Maybe. We'll just have to see. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do with it. Locked is saying, I do love how the worn mask can be its own commentary without it having to be said. Yeah, 100%. I do agree. I think that's kind of cool that they would like swap out robes like from the other past killers, like I was saying, because that's kind of like it's commentary on the scene itself. Like maybe they're doing something similar to a past killer. They're so familiar with the past killers, they can just start like making, you know, making situations that are very similar to the past movies. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm seeing a connection here. This killer this time around is very familiar with specifically the real life killers, maybe not so much the stab movies. And I think that will be the difference in Scream 6. I think that's really fascinating. I love that almost more just to see more Ghostface killers who are just obsessed with the stab movies instead. I think that's pretty interesting. I don't know. That fascinates me. I'm excited to see what they do with that. It's gonna be fun. Oh, am I excited for the new Pennywise series? Yes, absolutely, and I love It 2017. Great movie. I'm very excited to see what they do with that new series. I'm jacked up for it. I can't wait. Juicy Fear. Welcome. The juiciest of fears. Sarah Campbell's throwing $5 Canadian in there. Thank you so much, Sarah. Really appreciate that. Congratulations on 14K. Well deserved. Thank you. It came out of absolutely nowhere. I was so thankful for that. So thank you all for 14K. Really means a lot. Jake has not been able to do too many videos this month because I've been busy, but I just really appreciate that. We still hit a milestone this month, and I just haven't even been able to actually put in work on this channel. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. Means a lot. And also just massive shout out to Chris from 3C Films, who gave me a gigantic shout out in his latest Scream update. That was so cool. I have been a huge fan of his page for the longest time, so for me to somehow be on his channel out of nowhere, I was like, that is fucking awesome. Oh my god. So thank you so much. Shout out to him. That was fucking sweet. So Sarah, thank you for the $5, and thank you again. Thank you. Bailey is here too, or Kay, I should say. Hey Jake, it's Kay. Did you hear about them turning Bambi into a horror film? Yes, I was reading about that this morning. We're getting a lot of fucking wild horror movies lately. If it's a Bambi horror movie, if we're what was the other one? The Mean One comes out soon, a Grinch slasher film. We have a lot of wild movies on the horizon, fellas. This is it's a crazy time for horror. If you're more into like the goofier stuff like that, or like the straight up horror stuff, you got everything now. This time in the horror in horror history, it's all over the place. I love it. It's like every time I go to the theater, I'm getting something new. Nothing feels like it's the same as everything else. So I don't know. It's a great time to be into horror movies, man. It's about. I think we're about to get into a golden age of horror. That might sound a little too like, okay, Jake, relax, but I don't know, man. I'm starting to think that shit's gonna get crazier and crazier, and that's exciting. That's exciting to old Jake. That sounded scary as saying would love the Scream 3 voice changer. I would love for them to actually explain that for how Roman got that. I think that would actually be kind of cool. It's such a crazy, outlandish idea for a Scream film. That's why I'm like, I would love for them to kind of give us some backstory on that. That might be fun. Extron is saying there's 4 killers, most likely. They steal the past killers' masks from the museum, and one of the masks they steal is the old worn-out mask that viewer Anon talked about. Well, if they're all, like, let's say you're right. Let's say there is 4 killers. I would imagine all 4 of them would be wearing a certain robe and costume from a specific killing. You know what I mean? Like maybe someone's wearing Stu's costume, someone's wearing Mickey's costume, like just random ghost faces from all the different killings all together. That could be cool. And I would imagine that all of those costumes are kind of worn out and degraded, a little gross looking. But I don't know. Well, hey, we'll just have to see. I'm just guessing here. I think that's what's fun about all this. It's trying to figure out what the hell's going on in this new movie. I think that's great. I don't know. That's fucking cool. What do you think of the idea of a Scream Scooby-Doo crossover one day in the future? Do you think it'll be a good movie or I don't know what you mean by that. Do you think the cast of the original movies will do it? I don't know. I mean, like, that would be odd because you'd have Matthew Lillard as Scooby running around with Sidney Prescott. that would be so interesting because you could almost have Stu as a good guy, you know, Matthew Lillard working with Neve Campbell if this was in the same universe. That's hilarious, man. That would be a crazy crossover movie. Someone should at least do like a short or something of that. That would be fun. Very similar entities. I mean, Scooby-Doo, you know, I guess this is the other way around. Scream is almost like the hardcore version of Scooby-Doo to a degree, minus the dog, minus the weed references that are there. But I don't know. Well, maybe, man. I think that would be interesting. I dig it. What else do we got here? But yeah, so getting into some more Scream 6 information too that I just want to go over real quick. Just a few more things that viewer Anon has given us, like stuff that may or may not be true. Once again, take this with a grain of salt. Third-party source, you know, I always like to say that. But it is interesting stuff. So we got this recently, I believe this was today actually, where viewer Anon said, I don't believe the Scream 6 trailer release is imminent. Unless something changes, I'm still hearing Babylon Megan time. Would be happy to be wrong in this case. Lots of fun things for people to speculate about. So once again, this is just kind of going off of like my theories about when the trailer's gonna drop, not anytime soon. And that's not really a surprise. This is a movie that comes out in March. I know when the release date got like pulled up to March 10th versus March 31st, the original release date, a lot of people were saying, oh, we're gonna get the trailer like anytime now. And that's just not how you market movies. That's not how like big studios market movies. So I would not expect them to get us a trailer like anytime like now, like in a month. I could see it happening. A month from now, I could totally see us getting a trailer. December 20th and onward, I could see us getting something from that time. But I do agree, like, I don't even know if this is true or not, but Viewer Anon is probably spot on here, that it'll probably be advertised around the same time that, like, Megan comes out, which is very early into the next year. So that would make a lot of sense to advertise that with the next big horror film coming out at the start of 2023. That makes sense to me, so I think that that's probably what they're gonna do. But I know a lot of people think that we might get it, you know, we might get it tomorrow. I don't know. That would be awesome if we did, don't get me wrong. I would be so down for that, but I don't think we're gonna get it until the end of December, early January would be my guess. Because Megan comes out January 6th, if I remember correctly. That's the movie with the killer doll that's kind of running on all fours and stuff. It looks pretty crazy. I'm excited. It looks goofy. I think it's going to be fun. It's, you know, James Wan is a producer. We have Akela Cooper writing again from *Malignant*. I think it's going to be good. I'm excited for it. It's going to be goofy. It's a January release, so that always, you know, has me a little like, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll just have to see. I'm excited regardless. It's going to be cool. But it would be even cooler if beforehand we got ourselves a Scream 6 trailer. I almost said Scream 5. Oh, man. I almost just reverted to Jake a year ago instead of now. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we get that Scream 6 trailer right before Megan. That would be awesome. That would be great. We got Dash saying, Ghostface with a shotgun and a worn mask is awesome. It's a new look. I'm down for new looks. I'm down for new takes. Down for different stuff. You know, that's my big thing. I just really, that's a big thing, you know, even though, like, I think my first reaction to the Ghostface with the shotgun was like, this is odd, but it's different. I'm glad they're doing something different. And, you know, many other people have already pointed out, like, pretty much every Ghostface has used a gun. It's kind of, like, it's crazy that so many people are, like upset about this, but I think it's more the idea that this doesn't look like a third act set piece. I think that was my big thing about it. Like, it doesn't look like this is like a third act where, you know, Ghostface has got the gun to somebody and is gonna give their whole spiel about why they're an evil villain, you know, where that's not what the energy comes off of from this. It comes off as like, oh, we're gonna have Ghostface killing people with a shotgun the whole movie. But I don't think that's gonna be the case. I really don't. I think they know that wouldn't be a good idea, but like for one kill, that would be sick. I'd be down for that. Okay. This is New York after all. You know, people want to, if you want to show a little bit of that and have maybe a little commentary there, that makes sense to me. I could see them doing that. But I don't know. We'll have to see what they do. I'm staying open-minded. I have been preaching for months that I want something different from this movie. So if this is that angle that we're gonna take, I'm open-minded. Let's check it out. Let's see what they do with it. But I gotta see it. I gotta see it. Yeah. So I think someone is already attacked / dead in the shotgun pick. If you look below the fruit and veggies, there's a leg. I noticed that too. I got like, it's somebody's jeans, right? Like, oh, let me take your comment off the screen. Yeah, so there's like a leg with some jeans. I can't tell who that is. It doesn't match the, I don't believe it matches the costumes worn by Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, who were also, like, there's a picture of them together in this scene. I don't think it matches because, like, Melissa Barrera was wearing black jeans, I believe, and I honestly can't remember what Tara's wearing. I think she's wearing, like, the same thing in this picture, though. Well, okay, maybe. See, I gotta find that picture again because I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it's either of them, though. I don't think they're dying randomly midway through the movie because that's also kind of the vibe I'm getting from this picture. I don't think this is like a third act thing. I think this is like halfway through the movie we're gonna get this scene, something like that. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But yeah, someone is probably already, yeah. Like Viewer Anon said, shenanigans are going to ensue. So I think this is going to be a crazy massacre sequence, but I don't think the whole thing's going to be done with a shotgun either, though. That's my other thing. If the whole thing's done with a shotgun, I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of like a missed opportunity to have some crazier kills there. We'll have to see it, though. I'm, once again, staying open-minded, but just feel like just an entire sequence of Ghostface with a shotgun might be weird. But one kill specifically, okay. Hey, that could be cool. I'm down for it. And like Locked is saying, high kill count, baby. Let Ghostface loose. let's make this a Ghostface movie. Fuck it. You know, I feel like we need that. Especially after Scream 5, which had some like kind of, there was some really good deaths in it, but there was, you know, it was a smaller count. Not to say that that's a bad thing. Quality over quantity is something I will preach until my dying day. But I'm also down for a big body count for Ghostface, just for once. Let's see what that looks like. So, and yes, Sarah, I agree. A variety of weapons would be nice. I agree. I don't want to see Ghostface just using a knife, just using one thing or the other. Let's get a bunch of crazy shit going on. So if one of those things is Ghostface with a shotgun, I'm down. I'm into it. I just hope they play into that. You know, I think Ghostface using a bunch of other weapons would be awesome. And I even, you know, put out a little funny tweet about it saying like, Ghostface using a chainsaw would suck, right? Man. Who would want to see Ghostface using a chainsaw? That's wild. Well, spoiler alert, Red Right Hand, that is one of the first things you're going to see is Ghostface with the chainsaw. And I think the whole opening scene is kind of commentary on why that would be really cool to have Ghostface using different weapons and stuff. And how that's kind of a debate in the fandom, I would say. So I'm really glad that this happened because I wanted to kind of test the waters with how people would feel about that. And it's interesting. It's interesting to see people have different reactions to that picture. So I'm thinking that scene in Red Right Hand is going to work now. where like maybe a month ago I was like, oh, is this going to work? I don't know. So I'm glad there's so much debate about it because I don't think the scene in our movie would work otherwise. So trust me, I'm not spoiling anything, by the way. That's not even scratching. That's not even a 1% of the craziest thing that happens in the movie. So man, I could just lay that scene out for you guys essentially, and that I still wouldn't have even gotten into some of the crazier stuff that the movie has to offer. So I'm really excited for y'all to see it. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be sick. But what else? There's another thing I wanted to talk about though, actually, because I remember I have a third picture here. Talking about the opening scene for Scream 6 as well, which I also have a kind of a theory on. Once again, I was going to make a video on this, but give your boy a break. Man, just all I've been doing is editing recently. The live streams are what's given this channel life at this point, so that's what we're sticking to. Viewer Anon also put out this about the opening victim, who he said, I get asked who the opening victim in Scream 6 is a lot. I don't want to reveal that because it's a clever, surprising sequence. It's also not a simple answer. Imagine if in 2010, you asked who the opening victim in Scream 4 is. The opening of Scream 6 does not feature stab footage or any fake outs a la Scream 4. It just keeps you on your toes in a similar way. Continuing this, he says, I've said this before, but as Scream 6 has become something of a leaky ship, I will never spoil kills, who lives or dies, the killers, or motive. So, a lot to unpack there. So, first of all, just going back to that first thing there, who the opening victim in Scream 6 is, not a simple answer. So it's not just going to be your run-of-the-mill kill, whatever. There's a clever surprise. It's a clever, surprising sequence, as Viewer Anon describes it. Now, I do have some theories because we also got a clue like a couple of days ago from Viewer Anon, which was just this picture. Not really a whole lot, because that's literally just Ghostface from the last movie with like some fucking, I don't know, like some TikTok shit on it. I got nothing. Like, oh yeah. And a bunch of buttons and shit. I don't know. It's giving me TikTok energy. I'm guessing the opening kill is going to be like maybe a TikToker or something. We're not seeing a whole lot of Liana Liberato either in some of these set photos, behind the scenes stuff, yada yada. So I don't know what her fate's going to be in this movie. I think she's going to be an old goner if you had to ask me. So don't think she's making it through this movie. I think she's going to be the opening kill would be my guess. I don't know, man. I haven't seen, like I said, I just haven't seen a lot of her in this movie, so it would make sense if she was the opening kill. Maybe she's some kind of like TikTok star or something, and somehow she has some kind of connections to the other victims, the Ghostface killers, something. It's got to be something that brings all of these characters together, that opening kill. Because I feel like if we're all going to be in New York all at the same time, you got to have something that brings everybody together. Would it be the police questioning everybody because it's like, oh, these people have been involved in a similar crime case, now that's come to New York. So maybe these people are like, you know, victims or suspects, whatever. Let's bring them all together. Maybe that's why they're working together. Maybe it's something as simple as that, but I feel like it might go into a little more crazier detail than just that. I feel like they're going to be like, oh, fuck, this person's dead. This person we all know is dead. Something like that. We are doing a little bit of a time skip here into the future. Just about the same amount of time that has passed between the events of Scream 5 and Scream 6 is like a year, roughly. They're just like how the movies came out. So I feel like there's a lot of, oh, Alan is saying that's Tinder. See, I don't use Tinder. What the fuck do I know? That's Tinder, not TikTok. Interesting. Okay, so see, I don't know what the fuck Tinder looks like. There you go. So if that's what Tinder looks like, now my theories are going in a whole different direction. Okay, fuck, scratch the TikTok thing. She's fucking on swiping through Tinder now. Okay, well, this is interesting. Ooh, maybe she gets a match that is maybe a little deadlier than the profile seems to be. That's interesting. Yeah, see, what the fuck do I know? So what do I know? Unfortunately I don't use either of those things. TikTok, Tinder, not my cup of tea really, but interesting. I'll have to think about that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing it's going to be something more elaborate, something more than just a girl getting a phone call. She gets killed by Ghostface, kind of like, with Tara in the opening scene of Scream 5. But of course, that took a different direction as well. So I feel like it's going to be your simple setup, but with a twist. It's like, oh shit, went this totally crazy left direction instead of where I thought it was going to go. I definitely think it's going to be something like that. But I'm curious what y'all else think out there. Extron is saying Liana is probably the opening kill. Interesting. I dig it. Michael Myers is I'm sorry, Michael. That's there is no sausage kill in Red Right Hand. But you know what? Next time around, I'll get a sausage kill. That'll be great. Some sausage themed deaths are always awesome. I love it. Samara wasn't in TNAT in that. Yeah, Samara's not in that picture, but she wasn't in that group photo, right? No, she is not in there, and apparently the person standing behind Mindy is Gale Weathers. So I don't know. I don't feel like I just don't think they're gonna reduce her to opening kill. I don't know. It's probably what's gonna happen, but I hope not. I feel like we could use a little more Samara Weaving in the movie, just because she's awesome. She's kick-ass. I would love to see more of her played like a more prominent character too. If not a killer, she would be a great red herring. I mean, like she was totally, you already suspect her. You're already going to suspect her to be the killer. If she's a red herring, that's fucking great. I think that's a fucking great idea, personally. If you're not going to make her the killer, that is. Katie is here from Poppin' the Popcorn. What's up, Katie? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Is that enough welcomes? I don't know. Let's just keep it going. Kirby is here from the Lethal Collective stream. Welcome, Kirby. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out, having a fun time talking a little Scream 6. Love your collection behind you. Thank you so much. I have put way too much of my own money into that. I gotta stop. I have a problem. What else do we got here? Friday SmackDown is on, staying a few minutes, in a few minutes. Well, enjoy, Denisha. Enjoy. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. It's an angry Tinder guy. It's giving every toxic male on date apps, but is Ghostface now. That's kind of what now that's what I'm thinking of. If that's supposed to be Tinder opposed to TikTok. That could be interesting. Something along those lines. She maybe has a date that's supposed to be coming over, and instead she gets a phone call from the same number. And now it's Ghostface's voice on the other end threatening her or something like that. That could be kind of crazy. And then it makes whoever this character is kind of sus. That could be sick. I would be totally down for that. And then that is how you would get not only Gale Weathers and Kirby and everyone else like from the past on board, but all of these new characters as well. Because that's another thing I haven't really gotten to in the conversation is how the hell do we get the rest of these new characters involved? Because like maybe they're just friends with the core four, sure. But like, what if like this person is accused of being the killer because they were supposed to go on a date with this girl, and maybe they just showed up and she's just dead on the ground after Ghostface like fucking sliced her up and all that. That could be the case here. Maybe it's Jack Champion or something. I'm trying to think about one of the younger new characters that's coming in. Maybe or Tony Revolori too. It could be him too. And it's just like, oh shit. This person is suspect number one, and maybe they're totally innocent. Maybe it's somebody else. I don't know. Or maybe it is them. That's another angle you could take it too. You're suspicious of them the whole time. They kind of prove themselves innocent, and then bam, they're gone. They're actually the killer. Carter Scotland Allen is here too. What's up, Carter? How's it going? Jake, you seen Bones and All, seen it tomorrow morning. I'm gonna see it eventually. I just have had no time. I really want to see it this weekend. I'm hearing nothing but really good things, so I'm excited to check it out. I did not think that there would be another movie that could fuck up my top 10 list. And this one, because I'm seeing such awesome praise for it, it might. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to check it out. I'm going to see it this weekend at some point, though. I don't know if I'll do a review on it or not. If it's like really good, then I obviously I will. But I don't know. We'll have to see. If I can fit into my schedule, I will absolutely do a review. But Jake is super busy at the moment, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I do want to check this one out, though. The trailer looks really promising. I've seen it like a million times because for whatever reason, at like that early, like before the movie kind of stuff, they just kept playing the Bones and All trailer, and I'm like, heck, okay, this looks cool. this looks awesome. Kirby, thank you so much. I appreciate any and all support. Welcome to the Killjoy cult if you're going to become a member. I do appreciate that. Yeah, no, I have a lot of bonus stuff coming too this month. You guys will have a review of Deadstream, which was one of my favorite horror movies of the year. Really excited to talk about that for patrons. And then I also got a little behind the scenes video coming too at the end of the month for Jason tier patrons too. So got a bunch coming. I already put out a commentary track of Halloween 1978 for Freddy tier patrons. You guys can check that out and basically watch the movie with me. It's a fun time. It's good stuff. So go ahead and check all those fun goodies out. This weekend, I'm going to be working on that review and the little behind-the-scenes video, too. So you guys will see that at some point next week. Right at the end of the month. Just in time. Just in time. Hell yeah. Deadstream. Fuck yes to Deadstream, Alejandro. Oh, yes. That movie kicked some major ass. Some good stuff. Since you live in the home of corn, that is all that Ohio is, actually. Are you going to watch Clown in a Cornfield? I just ordered the book. What the fuck is Clown in a Cornfield? My guy, you can't just drop that on me. You can't just drop that on me out of nowhere. What? Clown in a cornfield, on a cornfield, running through in a cornfield. Okay. Clown in a cornfield. I'm looking this up right now. I need to know. I need to know what the fuck this is. Holy shit. It's okay, so it's a book. And you said that maybe they're making a movie or something on it. That's fascinating. Very fascinating. It looks like this is okay, so 350 pages. That's not too bad. I would be very interested in reading that. That sounds awesome. Great title. Great title. You're mixing like two very scary things together all in one. I'm excited. That sounds fucking sick. Oh, and you made a video on it. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Absolutely, Carter. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Omni is here. What's up, Omni? How's it going? Saying if the Tinder date arrives, Timber, like that Kesha song, Timber, right? Isn't that's I'm cool. I know the cool kid music. That's like 10 years old. What the hell am I saying? And the victim is dead. They have to prove themselves innocent would be a great ode to Cotton. Radio silence seems to be continuing with homages and can see it at some point. I've always felt like they could write the Cotton character a little better. I love Liev Schreiber. He's amazing in especially 2 and the opening of 3 as well. But they spend a lot of time in 2 trying to convince you it's Cotton Weary, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I just never bought that I never bought that Cotton Weary was the killer. And they spend a lot of time trying to make you think it's Cotton Weary in Scream 2 when it's just very, very clearly not. I don't know. I've always thought that was kind of weird. So I feel like they could write that character a little differently. Someone who is innocent but is constantly getting blamed for the killings. I feel like they could do that a little different. I've always felt like they could do that a little differently and go in a different direction with it. So if they were to do something like that, kind of like an ode to Cotton, like you're saying, I'd be very interested in seeing that. I'd be all about that. Very interested in seeing them kind of dig that idea up and do something else with it. So. I know they made Shark in a Cornfield movie. So I've heard of this. I've never seen it, but it's fascinating. They'll make anything into a movie these days. It's awesome. It's crazy shit. I dig it. I mean, that's fucking awesome to me. Evan is saying the cult of Ghostface's theory has popped back up around a lot. Do you think they'll take that route? Actually, yeah, Evan, with these new with these new images and these new theories, absolutely. I think that's absolutely a possibility. What was the thing I was just talking about? Well, basically, I don't know if I have a picture of this or whatever, but basically there's all these suspicions that maybe our Ghostface killer this time around is stealing the past robes from the other killers. So that would make a lot of sense to lead into like the cult theories. Like maybe they're getting together all these other people to basically play the past killers and kill all of the new victims. That could be the case, and I would be all about that. We have a gigantic cast this time around, a really big cast compared to some of the past movies. This would be the movie to do that, honestly. If we were to have like 6 or 7 Ghostface killers all in a cult or some shit, that would be wild. We also, the other thing is we have 9 Ghostface killers in the past movies. Maybe Angelina Tyler if you're like down the real crazy rabbit holes. Maybe you could count that. But I think that I think we could have like a bunch of people just show up in Ghostface robes at one point in this movie. Why not break? Like, listen, if we're gonna fuck around with the formula, let's go all in on it. Let's make something crazy. I'd be down for the Cult of Ghostface theory, though. Personally, I think that'd be a lot of fun, something different to play around with, especially in a big city like this. This would be a cool setting to do it. So I don't think that's like out of the realm of possibilities. I think that is absolutely a possibility with this movie. It would be tough to execute, though. Definitely would be a tough one to execute. It wouldn't be like one of those like, oh yeah, you know, like we'll just whip this together like it's nothing. You got to do that good, because a lot of killers means you got to have like kind of one central leader with like a bunch of goons, I would imagine. If they try to put the focus on too many side characters, too many killers, it might get a little muddied up. But we'll have to see how if they do it or not. Whatever they do with Scream 6, I can already feel from some of these screenshots that it is going to be different. And that intrigues me. That very much so intrigues me. Sean S. What's up, Sean? How's it going? Saying, hey, Jake, love the channel. What's your thoughts on the new Mean One stills? Plus a trailer Monday. Yeah, so David Howard Thornton, who plays the Grinch in a brand new Grinch slasher movie called The Mean One, has just put out some new pictures, and I think also confirmed that the trailer comes out Monday for it. This is, to my knowledge, going to be a free horror movie. We're going to be able to watch this for free on December 15th, if I'm remembering correctly. And I think that's very interesting. I don't know. I'm excited. I think it's going to be very silly, very over the top. I'm excited to watch the trailer too. I just think it's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those movies like kind of similar to Terrifier in a lot of ways, where it's very over the top, bloody, gory, but mostly played for laughs because it's got a very silly and unique concept. So I do think that's basically going to be the vibe for it. I'm super excited for it, especially to see David Howard Thornton in a speaking role. For once. I'm excited to see what that looks like. I've really only seen his work in the Terrifier films, so I'm excited to see what they do with this. It's gonna be great. Sean, welcome to the stream, and thank you so much. I appreciate the love. All the love. Xtron is saying, Jake, do you ever feel like when you make a video talking about Scream 6 info that in your video you don't get to talk about everything you wanted to touch on, and then more news comes out and it's just yeah. It just piles up on you. Yeah, no, absolutely, Xtron. I totally feel that way, which honestly is half the reason I'm live right now, because I'm like, there's just so much to cover. Like, I could make a 20-minute video talking about all this, or I could go live, you know, and not spend 5 hours of my day editing a video. That's not to say I don't like making videos or something. I love making the videos on this page. It's so much fun to do. I always get to incorporate some of my own little bit of humor into them too, which is great. But with everything else I got going on in my life right now, it's just really tough. But as soon as Red Right Hand comes out and we're done with it and all that, everything is gonna go back to normal on this page. And I know I keep saying that. I know you're probably listening to this like the millionth time I've said this, but we will actually get back to normal on this page. You're gonna start seeing videos every single day. 4 live streams a week is gonna be my schedule, and also a shit ton of shorts too. I really want to start doing the shorts more or less, with all the new updates coming to the old YouTube. So. Rage, does Kevin Williamson have any involvement in Scream 5 or 6? I believe so. Yes, he came up with the story for Scream 5 and was a producer. I know he's a producer on 6. I don't know if he had any involvement with the story itself though, because I know he kind of helped with that. He didn't like write the last film, but he was credited for like got a story credit essentially. So he probably had some like creative involvement, but nothing like super serious. He didn't actually sit down and write the script. But I think, to my knowledge, he's a producer on Scream 6. I don't know what other hats he's wearing for this project. I don't think, I know James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick wrote this one as well. But we'll have to see. Maybe there is some more involvement. I'm not 100% at this time. We'll have to see. Carter is saying, Jake, does Red Right Hand have a post-credit scene? Yes, it does. If you were a Kickstarter supporter at a certain tier, you were able to get in on the post-credit scene, and I can't really talk about much more else about it. Big spoiler. big spoiler. But yes, it does have a post-credit scene. Okay, Michael, yeah, executive producer. Sorry. Executive. Got to put that out there. Mr. Z is saying Ghostface will win this time and become the survivors for the installment. Holy shit, man! Ghostface winning would be crazy. I would love that for Scream 6 if they had like a Ghostface that actually makes it through the entire movie. That would be awesome. I would be all about that. I have always wanted to see that happen in a Scream movie. So hopefully that would be fucking sick. It carries over maybe into Scream 7. They got to find who this last killer is. They have everybody except one, maybe. Ugh. One was not revealed. Like a mastermind Ghostface or something. That would be awesome. Oh, I just got a big text message from the guy that is running the premiere for Red Right Hand. That is scary. So we just found out that we will be able to premiere our movie in a theater, which is going to be awesome. Wow, that's crazy. We actually have a deadline now of when the movie has to get done, and that is December 16th at 8 p.m. It is premiering at a certain theater. So, damn, that's exciting. That is exciting. Massive shout out to Connor, who is running that. Connor Caligaris, one of our producers on Red Right Hand. He is also setting up all the theater stuff. So, all the love to Mr. Connor. We appreciate that person out there. Michael is saying, Jake, I'm in a good mood today, which is why I'm saying all kinds of weird stuff, including a Hot Pocket exploding fork kill in Scream 6. Fantasy kill, not gonna lie, but it would be pretty fucking cool. that would be wild. Oh my god. A Hot Pocket exploding with a bunch of forks in it, stabs someone in the face. It happens to the best of us. that would be insane. Oh, I love it. I love it, Michael. Good stuff. Chrissy Blackwell is here. What's up, Chrissy? How's it going? Oh my gosh, I finally caught you live. It's been too long. It has been too long, Chrissy. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope you can hang out for a little bit. We're gonna be live for just a bit here, talking a little Scream 6 and all that. So, whoa! Congratulations, a theater. Holy shit! Yeah, Omni. This shit's wild. This shit is it's got nuts in it, as they say. I can't believe we're actually premiering it. It's gonna be insane. So, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And Rage is talking a little bit about the brand, like just the latest news, because there's been so much today. There's been news after news after news. New York, new rules, which is apparently the tagline for Scream 6. Now, I saw a lot of people just like immediately were like, fuck this. Like, this is so ridiculous, so over the top. But like, man, that it's cheesy. You know what I mean? New York, new rules. That is super cheesy. But so is the Scream franchise. Like, these movies are super cheesy, and that's not a bad thing. Not saying that's a bad thing at all. I think I don't know. Personally, I think it fits with the vibe of the franchise, and I think it's very funny and very, very silly. So I don't know. I mean, like, this has always been a super silly, over-the-top franchise. I mean, there's a lot of things about it that I really appreciate it for being that way. And it would be kind of weird if we didn't have a Scream film without that essence to it. So I'm all about it. I think it's interesting. It's nothing that I'm like, oh god, it's not put the boogeyman to bed or something like that. Something goofy like that. I dig it. I'm all about it. And hopefully we get a Jay-Z Alicia Keys cameo. They do that New York song. I sound like such an old man. They do the song. They do that one about the concrete jungle. That's them. That's those people. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just being goofy. But yes, there is a lot of very exciting stuff coming up for Scream 6. I really think it's gonna be good. You know, I know we have a lot of like what the fuck stuff happening right now with the movie, but we also had a lot of that going into Scream 5. I mean, with this picture especially, I know a viewer, Anon, has basically told us that this is going to be a real scene in the movie, but remember when we got Metal Ghostface with the fucking flamethrower and we were all like, what the fuck is this? What is this gonna be in Scream 5? This is crazy. I think that's kind of playing into a little bit of what we're gonna get here. Is we're gonna get some really outrageous, crazy Ghostface kills in this movie that we just haven't seen before, and I'm down for this franchise to take that route. This is the 6th film in this franchise. I want it to be a little crazier. I want it to be a little off the beaten path. Take it down a different direction. I'm okay with that. That's how franchises stay alive. They get stale when they just do the same old every single movie. So I wouldn't want that to happen to the Scream franchise. There's so much room for this franchise to grow too. I would argue that there's a lot of things you can do with this very simple, not super simple premise, but there's a lot you can fuck around with, a lot of knobs you can tweak. You know, it's got a lot of tools in its tool belt opposed to some of the other slasher franchises. So I think you could keep the Scream movies going for a very long time, and I would love to see what else they could do with it. But we'll just have to see. So I have not watched Werewolf by Night yet. I hear nothing but good things. I like my thing is like it's directed by Michael Giacchino, so I'm a huge fan of his. I do want to check this out a lot, but I've just been so turned off to the Marvel shows just in general. I know this one's like super different, which is why I really want to watch it, but like the Disney Plus Marvel stuff just has not been my cup of tea. Like just about everything I've seen, I've been pretty like about. But I do want to check this one out. Like I said, I love Michael Giacchino. I love what he said specifically about Werewolf by Night, that it's not something that has to connect to everything, because once again, Marvel just has this fetish. That's what I'm calling it at this point. It's beyond an obsession. They have to have everything connect, and sometimes things don't have to connect. You know, that's okay. I think if Multiverse of Madness didn't connect to the overarching story, it would be a much better film. I still really like it, but man, if Sam Raimi just had a Doctor Strange movie to do whatever the fuck he wanted, that I just feel like in every universe, conceptually, that would have been a better movie. But I do like Multiverse of Madness. It's cool, but I feel like it just did not need to be connected to everything else. It could have been just an aside kind of story. That would have been fine. And maybe the implications of that story could affect the future of the MCU and all that. But this is a horror page at the end of the day, so we'll keep it to the Werewolf by Night talk. There we go. I do want to watch it eventually. It sounds amazing. I'll have to check it out. It's probably the only Marvel thing on Disney Plus right now that I'm actually interested in watching, because the few things I have seen, were not great. I don't know. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'm very excited to check it out, though, for sure, at some point. Alex is saying maybe the killers are outplayed by the survivors and tricked into confessing. It could be a live recording. That could be cool. Like maybe they accidentally like live stream or get a video of them confessing that they're the killers or something like that. That could be cool. I'd be interested in seeing, like, I don't know. This gives me the idea that maybe the killers are involved with like TV or like the new Stab movie, Gale Weathers' show, something like that. And it's like, we got you on camera, bro. Got you on camera confessing all this shit. That could be cool. I'd be down for that. I do kind of want, like, not an old school reveal, but I love me a good taking the mask off and it's like, oh, it's that person. What? I would like that in this movie. It's weird. I do want some things to feel familiar, but at the same time, I do want them to go out of their way to do some other crazy shit too. Like, Legion, what Legion is saying here. Do you think Ghostface is switching up his weapons? Like, yes, I really want Ghostface to have different weapons this time around. Like a bunch of different stuff. Don't give me just, Ghostface running around with a shotgun or a machete, because I feel like the whole movie, that might be a little strange. But for one kill, I'm all about it. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. So yes, I do think Ghostface is switching up the weapons. Hopefully more than just once. I like me a good knife kill every now and then, but give me something a little crazier too. Why not? Give me a chainsaw. Give me a pickaxe. Give me a bunch of crazy weapons. Ladders, for instance, like viewer Anon kind of spilled the beans on one of our other streams here, telling us that ladders are certainly dangerous. What does that mean? What does that mean, fellas? Very interesting stuff. Do you think Scream 6 has potential to be the best since the original? Looks like it's going to be a blast Halloween Kills style underrated movie, in my opinion. Oh, lots to talk about there. I love that. Yeah, I genuinely think this has the potential to be the best. I love all of the Scream sequels. I honestly do. But I think all of them have some very big flaw that is the big reason why they just don't live up to the original. Like, they're all good. I love, like, Scream 2's fun. Scream 3 is, like, really crazy and out there. It gets really goofy. 4 is, like, a really great commentary on remakes, but it's a little sloppy. And then Scream 5 has a lot of little tiny issues about it, but I still really like it. But they all of them have, like, just something that doesn't make everything a little cohesive. And I think Scream 6 could be the first movie to not have that feeling to it. Like, maybe it just is its own vision. It's its own different route. It goes its own different route and does things its own way. And I would love to see them do that. I think that would be really, really interesting to have a brand new vision for the character, for the situation, for what this franchise is. And I feel like that's going to have the most potential to be the best since the original, because it's its own thing, where all 4 of the sequels are all kind of feeling like they're trying to hit into that same vein as the original. Where I think that this franchise would really be successful if they did the opposite and tried to do its own thing and go a different direction. It would, no matter what Scream 6 is, if it's fucking horrible, it's gonna stand out though. That's the one thing I can assure you about it. It's going to be a talking point for years to come because of how different it takes things. I can already tell from some of the set photos. It looks like it's gonna be a movie that's set up completely different from some of the other films, which I'm one of the things that I'm the most excited about for it. And I would love it to be Halloween Kills style, where it's almost like Ghostface's movie opposed to the main characters. I love that idea. I think that's a great idea personally. That would be really cool if they kind of copied and mocked that format. You got to have the mock in there. You got to be able to mock it, or it's not going to work. But meta commentary, baby, that's what this franchise is all about. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hollywood Guy is throwing $5 in there. Hollywood Guy, thank you so much for the support. Really means a lot this time of the year. Really, thank you so much. Saying, when will Stab 6, Stabbier and Gorier come out? Well, we've already seen the opening scene do it. I can tell you that much. I would love, isn't there, who's the guy? There is a guy, what's his name? Christopher Speed, I believe, who actually makes the Stab movies, which I've only watched like a few of them, like a little bits and pieces of them, but they're good. They're really cool. It's like, oh, this is sick. I love it. But I hope that we get more Scream films in the future too. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to see more, just more routes that this franchise could take. Just going back to that same point I was making, there's so many different little avenues this franchise could take to just tweak it a little bit and make it a little different. I'm all about that. I'm all about that. I love it. Hollywood Guy, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it. Stabbier and Gorier all the way moving forward, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you so much. I would love to see the 2 Ghostface killers killing in the same scene together or acting together. It seems like they keep the 2 killers thing a secret until the end of the movie. But that's kind of the thing, Michael. It's not really a secret anymore, is it? Like, we're always going to do 2 killers. We're always going to do something like that. Sure, Scream 3 is the exception, but even then you could argue that Wes wanted to do 2 killers and there was technically a second killer, but the studios were like, don't do that. Even though it kind of makes sense and the whole movie doesn't make sense unless this person was a Ghostface killer, stuff like that. So 2 Ghostface killers, they've basically done it every single time. It's not a surprise anymore. So give us something like this, 2 Ghostface killers killing at the same time. This would be different. It's kind of giving away the ending a little bit, I guess, but I just don't think it's a surprise anymore that there's 2 killers. You know what I mean? It's like, I wasn't shocked when Richie stabbed Sam in the new movie. It really wasn't that big of a surprise. I'm like, okay, who's the other killer now? We got one, where's the other one? So I don't know. I think this would be a great idea to have 2 Ghostfaces killing at the same time, multiple Ghostfaces. How big of a shock would it be if the reveal that multiple, like more than 2 Ghostfaces were in this movie? What if that happens during a kill sequence? Someone is getting chased by Ghostface, they outsmart one of them, but bam, another one comes around the corner in the same scene. She pushes him down or something, whatever. And then, oh my God, there's another one down the other corner. Oh my God, this person's screwed. That would be awesome. That would be crazy to me. I would love for them to do something like that. So yes, and yes, and yes to all that. All the Tinder talk brought the porn bots. Dang it! You can't talk about crazy, wild dating apps without them coming in, unfortunately. NBC's Saturday Night Live is here. Welcome, the essence of Saturday Night Live. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. We better have a Boston or Brooklyn accent. I don't know, man. Like, listen, I am down for the New York vibes all day, every day, but I don't know if I want to see. I don't know about that. I don't know, man. The voice is too iconic to change. You know, there's some things that like I feel like they shouldn't mess with, but there's a lot of room to make things gorier, scarier, crazier. You know, there's a lot of room to do that in this franchise that they can absolutely up the ante on. But I don't know, man. The voice is so iconic. You know. It would be tough to do something other than that. But hey, we'll have to see. We'll just have to see. Rashad Eatman is throwing $5 in there. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the support. Saying Jenna Ortega said she used to do autopsies on animals. Damn. When did Jenna say that? I must have missed that. That's fucking wild. That's kind of scary, you know? It's kind of scary to be like, oh yeah, I used to pick apart animals in my backyard. Ugh. That's scary as heck. I don't know. I have no source confirming that is true, but it is. That's very interesting. That's very interesting, Rashad. That's wild. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. Thank you for highlighting that very messed up information if it is true. And Omni is spitting some facts here. Jenna liked rats. Jenna's pretty cool then if she likes biting the heads off of rats. I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful saying shit like that. That's so funny. Oh man. The rat jokes will never die. the rat jokes will never die on this page. Hopefully not. What if we get a V for Vendetta type ending where everyone is wearing Ghostface costumes / masks? That's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, listen, if you're going to introduce this idea that people are stealing the robes and the masks and stuff, this would be cool. This would be cool to have a bunch of Ghostfaces all standing around. It's just like, oh my God, there's 8 killers. What is going on here? This is wild. I think that would be cool. I think that would be a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun, crazy, wacky things you could do towards the end of the film to have like 8 Ghostface killers, especially like I'm pretty like, listen, I know I was saying this is probably a 3rd act scene, but now I'm kind of convinced this is a 2nd act scene based off of some of the new information we got today. But could you imagine if we get this many people in our 3rd act? So we get all these people walking into act 3 and then it's like, oh, okay, this many people could take on 2 Ghostfaces, probably, you know, maybe, but 8 Ghostface killers versus like 8 people is that how many people were in that picture? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bam, 8 on 8. That could be kind of wild. All in a theater setting, all fighting and trying to kill each other. That would be freaking wild. I think after some crazy reveal, then it's just knives and fighting and everyone running and a million chase scenes all at the same time. That could be kind of wild. I'd be down for that. I'd be down to see that. What else we got? One killer can be unmasked. The other killer, maybe the mastermind, could have their ego attacked while being accused, and in a moment of panic, they reveal a small detail that gives them away. Ooh. I like that. I like that a lot, Alex. That would be very cool. What's their kryptonite? Maybe Sam figures that out halfway through the movie. The kryptonite of the killer. They don't like being insulted by some specific elements. We kind of, I can't say that actually, but I think it would be cool if the killers were like just someone who was obsessed with the real murders instead of the stab films for once. That could make it different. That could make it something where it's just not the same old. Because all of our for the most part, a lot of the recent killers have been obsessed with the stab movies or involved with them. Roman, Jill, Richie, all there you go. It always has to do something with the stab movies. We've been doing that for the past 3 movies. Let's do something else, is what I would say. Let's make it a little different. How about they're obsessed with the real life killings of Sidney Prescott and all them? And think about maybe this killer this time around hates the stab movies because it's like, oh my God, those are like really fucking offensive to like Sidney Prescott, Gale Weathers, Dewey Riley. I mean, you know, that's probably just like a really sore spot for them. The fact that those movies exist. It's probably really upsetting to all of them. I could see them playing into that kind of little bit of social commentary there. That could be kind of fun. I'd be interested in that. See what they do with that. Raymond is here. What's up, Raymond? How's it going? Saying, I love watching your videos and updates. Thank you, and all the best for the future all the way from Edinburgh. Hell yeah, Raymond. Well, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for watching the videos. It means a lot. I really appreciate that. It just really warms my heart to read things like that. So thank you so much, Raymond. That means a lot. Coop de Oof is here saying apparently Mindy's going to say, I'm gay, we survive. I swear to God that's a reference to Scream 4. I mean, like, maybe. I've always thought that was a weird thing about Scream 4. Because, like, what's his face says that right before he dies. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know. I haven't read anything about that specifically, but I'll have to. I don't know. I'm just kind of going off of the viewer anon stuff. I know there's some more stuff on Reddit I've read, but I'm just not. I don't trust Reddit, man. I had Halloween. I had something spoiled for me over on Reddit, and I just don't want to ever go there again. They don't care. You know, viewer anon at least says, like, I'm not going to spoil very specific things you wouldn't want to know about the movie, but I'll give you little teases for scenes. And that I appreciate. It's like, okay, these are just little, this is probably stuff we're going to see in the trailer that viewer anon is talking about in a lot of his tweets. But man, you go to Reddit, man, and I swear, like, this couple months before the movie, you know, you might get the whole thing spoiled for you. So I just avoid it like the plague, personally. Evan is throwing $10 into the pot. Thank you so much, Evan. I really, once again, I really appreciate the support this time of month. With me editing my movie, I'm just unable to make videos and do more live streams. So any support really goes a long way, and I just really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Evan. Saying Gail Weathers, I think it was you that posted a video a while back where it was a supposed leak about an attack on Gail, and it sounded pretty brutal. Do you think this will be her last time around? I wouldn't rule it out, Evan, is what I'll say. I wouldn't rule it out, but I really doubt that they're going to kill her in this movie. There's, like the writers have said about Scream 5 specifically, they had to kill Dewey. That was the only way that Sidney and Gail were going to come back into the equation and help out in the third act. So with that out of the picture now, so Sidney's not going to be in the movie. Gail is already there with our characters. There's no reason to kill Gail Weathers. Like, it's without a point. And she's this super, like she's one of the only legacy characters still in this movie. She is the only one that has technically been in all 6 of the films. We have Kirby coming back, which is great, and I'm super excited for that. But we only have Gail from, like, the original 3. You know what I mean? The 3 core characters of that original movie, they're gone besides Gail now. I don't think they'll kill her for that reason. And I just don't see the point in doing it. You know, I feel like if you're going to kill a character like that, it's got to be for a point. You got to make a big statement with it, which that's at least the one positive from killing Dewey. I don't know if they needed to kill Dewey in the last movie. I feel like there's another way they could have gotten around to that point. But I do see I do get the argument about it. James and Guy in an interview had said like the last time Sidney Prescott was in Woodsboro was to promote her book in 2011, and what do you know, one of her own family members came after her. Like, that's traumatizing for a million different reasons. I would almost argue that the most hurtful, that's the worst word to use, the most traumatic Ghostface attack on Sidney Prescott, I would almost argue that Scream 4 is that for that reason. It's so much more personal. Like, sure, you know, her boyfriend ended up being the killer in that first movie, and that's super fucked up, but man, I mean, to have one of your own family members come out of you, someone you're just really not suspecting at all, even after being attacked like 3 times like that, that's messed up, man. So I don't know. I really think that if they kill Gail here, it might be a missed opportunity. I feel like there's a lot they can still do with her character moving forward into the next couple of movies. I want to read that book. I want to see how that book comes out with Dewey. I think Gail deserves a happy ending. She's a character that started off as kind of a jerk and now has grown into this wonderful, super nice, awesome character. So I hope they keep her alive. I really do. And thank you so much again, Evan, for the support. Lisa S is saying, we're throwing $2 in there. Thank you so much, Lisa. Saying, random question, barbarian or what's, Lisa? Or anything else? I gotta know. What's the other side of this? It's killing me. Lisa, if you get that in there, I'll answer the question. But so far, I'm going with, I like Barbarian. I really like Barbarian. Barbarian's a kick-ass movie. Really, really enjoyed it. Blew me away. Haven't seen a movie that different and so that works in a very long time. So I really like it. If you haven't seen Barbarian, check it out. Colonel Ernie is here. What's up? What's up, Colonel? I don't know how I saw Ernie and I thought Colonel on the past stream, but welcome, Ernie. How's it going? I'm definitely not watching any trailers and turning off my notifications. I don't blame you. If you don't want anything spoiled, don't do it. I get it. I get it. Trust me. But I feel like this time around they have also learned from their mistakes. You know what I mean? I feel like they understand why the Scream 5 trailer was like showing a little too much. And to me, simple solution is just don't show anything from the third act. That's all they got to do. And I feel like you're not giving anything away, really. You can show me some of the nuances, that's fine, but don't give away who your killers are when a little bit of their hair comes up in that shot, you know? So editing is everything. Just don't use anything from the third act is a good rule of thumb, I would say. But Lisa S is saying Barbarian or Smile. That's really tough. I loved both of those movies a lot. Oh, and Lisa, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much for for another $2. Lisa, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much for the question. Thank you for the support, Lisa. But yes, so Barbarian or Smile, I really liked both of them a lot. Oh my God. Oh, but Barbarian is what I would go with, Lisa, for sure. I do like both of those movies kick ass. I would highly recommend watching both of them. But start with Barbarian, maybe start with that one. Smile is a little more like straightforward. Wow, I'm sorry. I'm blindsided here by Chris here. Lisa, thank you so much, but watch both. They're both really good. And Chris from 3C Films is here. Holy crap, Chris, thank you so much, man. Dude, thanks for the 10, but you did not have to do that, Chris. I really appreciate it. The shout out was enough. That was fucking awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Holy crap. 3C is saying, just stopping by to say, keep killing it, Jake. Percentage chance you think Scream 7 will bring Sydney back. Ooh, I want to see Sydney. I really want to see Sydney back. I do think it's in the possibility. It's in the realm of possibility. Wow. Yeah, I do think it's a possibility. I think it can happen. If once again, they got to pay her enough. That's first thing on the first thing on the checklist. Pay her the money she deserves is number one. But I would absolutely love to see her back in 7 and to kind of finish off the whole the trilogy with her. That would be awesome. Chris, thank you so much for stopping by the stream, dude. And once again, thank you so much for the shout out in one of your latest Scream updates, dude. You keep killing it too, man. Holy crap. 500,000 subscribers, dude. You're on your way there, dude. Awesome job, man. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you for the support over the years too, Chris. It really means a lot. I love your channel. I've been watching it since even before I started my channel. So just means a lot. That everything from these past couple of days has meant a lot. So thank you so much. I would love to see Sydney back in Scream 7 and hopefully Scream 7 happens. That would be awesome. So Chris, thank you so much, man. Really, really once again, thank you for the support, dude. That's awesome. Holy crap. That's mind blowing right there, dude. Seriously, it's wild. 3 years ago, I was just some guy watching 3C Films and watching Dead Meat and all these people who are covering horror updates and all that. And it was just so exciting. And man, it's so cool. Shit's wild. Chris is such an awesome guy. I've been watching his page for a long time. So really, really cool. I'm sure all of you are already subscribed to him, but go subscribe to 3C Films if you have not already, because his content is awesome. Great stuff. That's fucking crazy, man. Oh my God. I'm in like utter disbelief right now. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Wild. Oh, sorry everybody. I'm losing my mind here. This is wild. Good stuff. Braylon is saying, why did they give Ghostface a shotgun? That does not make any sense at all. It changes the rules. You got to change the rules, Braylon, is what I will say. You know, you can't keep it the same every single movie, or it might get a little stale is my argument. So I'm staying open-minded to it. I will say, like, when I saw this for the first time, it was a little like strange. You know, I was like, man, that is so different. Someone else pointed out that, you know, using a shotgun with one hand is not the best idea either, because you'll just fly back. So I do think that is kind of funny that he's wielding it with one hand. But yeah, no, I think it can work. Once again, I got to see the context of the situation too. I don't think it's going to be like, I think when I first saw it, you know, when I first saw that picture, I was like, man, I hope this isn't the whole movie. I really hope this isn't the whole movie. But that's also kind of, I feel like that's like my anxiety talking a little bit. That's my anxiety in the back of my head talking, saying, oh my God, like, no, Ghostface with the shotgun the whole movie, that'd be wild. But I think it's just going to be for a scene, you know? And that's okay. I'm totally down for that. Michael is saying, what is your opinion on viewer Anon's credibility on a scale from 1 to 10 being the best? And I think the writers realized they effed up killing Dewey off. So here's my thing. Viewer Anon like was wrong about some stuff, like, and he even admitted to it. Like he even had said something like, "Yeah, no, I messed up. I messed this up big time." And now he's back on board with the like getting things accurate and stuff. And he said like, "Listen, I made a mistake, and here's the real info." So I think he's credible. I genuinely do. He was right about a lot of stuff regarding Scream 5, so I don't see why would just randomly be wrong now. I mean, this is like what the guy does, you know? I think he's credible. I believe him. I trust him. And he came into the stream the other day too, Michael, so maybe I'm a little biased, but he came into the stream the other day and he said specifically, like, gave us some good information. But one of the greatest things I think he said, which he's also echoed in some of his tweets recently, is that he doesn't want to spoil anything about the movie. So let me find this again, because I actually have this. So he specifically says here that he doesn't want to, he said, "I've said this before, but as Scream 6 has become something of a leaky ship, I will never spoil kills, who lives or dies, the killers, or motive." And I appreciate that. I mean, listen, if you're going to hype up movies, that's essentially what all of us do here. You know what I mean? That's what I'm doing with this live stream. That's what 3C Films, who was just here, is doing with all of the other movies he covers, which is awesome. And I think that is that's what this is all about. This is all about hyping things up. It's not about spoiling things. It's about hyping things up to a degree where it's like, this is going to be so cool, getting excited about it, going to go see it, and then giving our thoughts on it. And I think that's wonderful. I think that's great for a bunch of people who share a similar passion to all be able to get together and talk about it. You know what I mean? That's what's so exciting about it. That has nothing to do with credibility, but I think that's what Viewer Anon is doing here. I don't think it's necessarily about the fact that he's going to be like, "Oh yeah, here's the killers." He's going to lay out the whole movie for us. No, he's going to tease really cool things about it. And even if they don't end up being true, I feel like it's one of those things where I'm like, hey, you know what? He hyped up a movie, and that's pretty exciting. I do think he is credible, though, to kind of finish that thought. I do think he's credible. There's some things that I've been noticing from a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that I covered this past summer, where I'm like, this seems like it would work with that. The pictures that are getting leaked, a lot of the things he's saying makes a lot of sense considering some of the other pictures. The stuff that they're looking at, for instance, was we got a picture of on the stage of the place that they filmed at, the La National Theater, which is really tough for me to say for some reason. We got to see a lot of Ghostface robes on display with no masks on. What did Viewer Anon say specifically about that? The masks were missing. So I believe him. I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff that makes sense. So a lot of things that make sense with what he's saying. So no, I totally believe it. I believe it, man. Extron Gaming is saying, "Jake, do you think the Scream franchise became exactly what it once what it once made fun of? The original Scream makes fun of horror movies just being the same thing and being repetitive, and now this franchise has kind of become that as well." So even with that criticism of the franchise, even with that criticism of me saying like they've, formula, specifically in the formula department of all 5 of these movies, they've kind of followed the same thing. But in style, tone, ways they set up kill sequences or crazy action sequences, they've almost always done it very differently. Like with Scream 3, it's so much more goofier and like PG-13, even though somehow it still has an R rating. It feels more like Scooby-Doo, like a live-action Scooby-Doo movie is how Scream 3 comes off. And that's different. That's at least taking it down a different route. Scream 4 it has a totally different focus with its commentary, specifically on remakes. And yes, it does kind of do the same thing again, but it does it a little differently and in a more very, very focused way, even though I feel like the movie itself is set up kind of sloppy. It does have a lot of really good points to say about modern day remakes, modern day to the time. Scream 5, same thing with requels. I think it does a pretty good job at that. That was one of my big things about it. I feel like they could have dove a little deeper into that. Personally, I think they had a lot of really good like starts to ideas, but they never like really finished it with the requel commentary. I feel like they could have made the whole movie about that, but they had a lot of story stuff to do in that movie because it is set up like a requel, which I would argue is a lot tougher to tell than just your straight up remake. So I don't know if it's like a super 100% repetitive, but it's the formula that is my big thing about all 5 movies that has been the same, and they have been doing it the exact same way every single time. So I would love to see them do it a little, like play with the formula this time around, because it's been something that's been so consistently the same in all 5 movies. That's my big thing about it. I don't think it's become the butt of its own joke though. Like what you're saying. I don't think it's gotten to that point. If we get, 2 or 3 more movies where that happens, different story. But then we'll talk. Then we'll come back to this conversation. If Scream 6 is just same setup, same formula, same old, we'll come back to that conversation. But we'll have to see. Alejandro Gonzalez is here. What's up, Alejandro? Saying best New York horror movie in your opinion. My favorite is American Psycho. Yeah, fuck, you got me there. I don't think anything tops that for New York set horror movies. Yeah. I mean, like, I love Jason Takes Manhattan, but that's a really, more than half the movie doesn't even take place in New York. So American Psycho, yeah, that might be number one for me. I love American Psycho. It is so ridiculous, so over the top movie. Huge inspiration for Red Right Hand too. I really enjoyed, I really love that movie so much. So yeah, no, that's probably my favorite too. I love that movie. It's good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Man. Another Alejandro is saying, I think Marvel should do more horror projects inspired based on their 70s comics, like Tomb of Dracula, The Living Mummy, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, The Invisible Man, Mamphibian. I've never heard of Mamphibian. That's wild. I've heard of some of those other ones, but that one, that's crazy. I would love to see that. I know that Marvel had their own takes on a lot of these characters back in the day. I think that would be very, very interesting. Because Alejandro, you were talking about Werewolf by Night. I hear that's amazing. So if they wanted to do more shorts inspired by some of this stuff, that would be great. The one thing, and I know I just dissed a lot of the Disney Plus shows, but I will say my one big positive with them is I love that they're doing these weirder things that a lot of people just thought would never see the light of day. You know, like I'm a really big fan of Moon Knight now. I don't know why I can't say that either, but I love Moon Knight. It's a really it's a really cool story in the comic books. I don't think they didn't really do it right in the show, but I do love the concept. I love the character, and it's cool that he at least got something. You know what I mean? People know who Moon Knight is now, and I think that's really cool. It's a really great character. I don't think they didn't necessarily show him. I don't think they did it right in the show, but I'm glad that people know about the character now, though. So there is that at least. So yeah, I would love for Marvel to do more things like that, more horror focused stuff along those lines. That would be a lot of fun. It'd be really cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. There's so much there's so much exciting stuff in our future. You know, December we mostly have just a lot of like goofy horror movies coming out, but we also have some other really, really fun movies that aren't just horror. You know, like I don't know if I would say I'm excited for Avatar 2, but I'm gonna see it. You know, I'm gonna see it in the theaters. I'm hoping it's good. I like the original a lot. I think it's a really good movie. And I'm hoping the sequel's good. It's one of those movies that I never felt needed a sequel, but I'm very excited to see Avatar 2. I'm trying to think what else looks good. Babylon looks interesting. That comes out in January now. I think it has a Christmas release, and then its theatrical run is going to go through January. But I'm excited for that. There's a lot of good stuff coming in our future, and then the horror starts to really ramp up come March. But there's a lot of fun stuff in our future, everybody. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good movies on the rise. The fan film hopefully maybe at least an hour and 5 minutes max, no more than that. So Michael, I will tell you this, if you're talking about Red Right Hand specifically, I think it's going to be somewhere between 70 and 90 minutes is what we're thinking. So I'm not 100% sure yet because we're still kind of fine tuning some stuff, but it's going to be somewhere in between there. We're all kind of between cutting a scene or not, which I just can't elaborate on, but I'm not 100% sure. It is going to be like, we planned for it to be a 90-minute movie, but we're thinking about cutting some stuff, and I don't know. We're thinking about making some, like, we're like, this should be a deleted scene. You know what I mean? We're thinking about that with some of the sequences, but we're still on the fence about certain things. But yeah, it's going to be a longer fan film for sure, but it's a movie. You know what I mean? It's essentially just like watching a Scream movie. I think you guys will like it. And Ernie is bringing up Cocaine Bear, which is, yes, a real movie that is coming out soon. I'm beyond excited with a concept like that. How can you not be excited? A bear that does too much cocaine and goes on a killing spree? I mean, sign me up. I'll be there opening night. Let's go. Cocaine Bear. Hell yeah. Who came? You know they came up with that concept on cocaine, too. Come on. You can't tell me they didn't. Come on. That's awesome. Alejandra is saying Scream 6 trailer will most likely premiere when Violent Night hits theaters December 2nd. Best way to market it on time. That is a good point, Alejandro. But don't forget, we got Megan coming January 6th too, so it might get advertised during that movie as well. They have a few opportunities, but that is one of them. So no, I do believe you there. That could be the case. Violent Night, it's odd with Violent Night because when I first got wind of that movie, I was thinking it was going to be more like a Santa Claus horror film, but it seems like it's going to be more of an action movie. So that's the only reason why I'm kind of thinking that Megan is going to be the one that they advertise it with, but I wouldn't be shocked with that either. A lot of the horror crowd is going to go see that movie, I would imagine. You got David Harbour from Stranger Things, for instance, and it's going to be very bloody and over the top John Wick style Santa Claus movie. So I'm all about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Scream 6 trailer with it. Honestly, that wouldn't be too far off from when you typically start to advertise a movie. So Alejandro, you have a point. That very, very much so may happen. It's absolutely a possibility. Killian J. Jacobs is here too, my esteemed lawyer who defends me in the court of law. Thank you so much, Killian. Hey, yo, guys. What's up? Killian is here. What's up? Just rolling a spliff. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, partner. Nice. Jonathan is here too with a very ghosty profile pic saying, do you think we get a trailer for Evil Dead Rise next month? Well, we did just get that first look. So I don't know if I have that still on hand here, but we did just get our first look at Evil Dead Rise. Could we get the trailer sometime soon? So as you know, as you probably already know, it comes out in late April. So I would imagine we probably get a trailer next year would be my guess. But if we do get it sometime soon, that would be pretty awesome as well. I'm not against it. Once again, it's one of those things where I think it's probably going to happen later on. You know, it's one of those things where Scream 6 trailer, we probably won't get till January. Same thing with Evil Dead Rise. But if it comes out earlier, I'm not complaining. It's one of those things I want to come out right now. Like if it came out today, my head would explode because I would just be so excited and so enthralled. But I gotta see it first. You know, I gotta see it to believe it. I'm really speculating January for both of those movies is probably when we'll get the trailer. But fingers crossed for December for the Scream 6 trailer though. Evil Dead Rise is going to be so good. I have so much faith in that movie. I'm so excited. So very excited. Oh, God, it's going to be good. John Smith is here too. What's up, John? How's it going? Saying, what are you going to buy the Steelbook from Best Buy for Halloween Ends next month? You know, honestly, I'm thinking about it because there's going to be a lot of extended scenes and I'm curious. I got to know. I have to know what else is in the movie. You know, I got to know what else they do. So I'm curious. It's one of those things like I'm probably gonna buy Halloween Resurrection at some point in the future because it's part of that box set. I have no interest in watching that movie ever again, but I really want the other two movies that come along with that box set. So I may buy Halloween Ends at some point just to know what else was going on in that movie. I'm very curious. I'm actually really curious to see the behind the scenes, probably the most. I just want to hear what everyone has to say about it that we haven't already heard them say about the film. So I am really curious. I do want to see that. But I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I don't know if I'm going to buy the Steelbook or not, although it does look fucking dope, let me tell you. But I probably will buy the movie at some point and watch the behind the scenes because I do really want to see that. But I'm trying to save up some money now because Red Right Hand kind of cleaned old Jake out here because let's just say that $5,000 was not enough to make that movie, and we found that out the hard way. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all that old Jake here is gonna say. Michael Chin is saying excited for Red Right Hand. By the way, I hope the Scream 6 trailer attaches to Babylon or Megan. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. It's probably gonna be attached to one or the other there. Most likely Megan, I would guess. I'm just excited for the Scream 6 trailer. I just can't wait to see it. It's been so hyped up from if it's viewer and non talking about it, if it's just all these set pictures, whatever. I'm so excited to see what they show us specifically in the trailer so that we can start really making some theories. Because, you know, I have a lot of theories based off of these pictures and stuff, but nothing is really educated until we have like some footage. You know what I mean? I want to hear the people talking. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of I want to be able to talk about, but just haven't been able to get there yet. I'm excited to watch Glass Onion too. I loved Knives Out. Knives Out was a lot of fun. Scream fans would probably really like Knives Out and Glass Onion. So I'm really excited to see Glass Onion and Babylon. The Babylon trailer looks really interesting. I'm a sucker for Margot Robbie, so anything she's in, I will check it out. So I'm very excited for that one and Glass Onion. They look good. I'm pumped. Love me a good mystery too. Not sure how to feel about David Gordon Green handling The Exorcist next year. Do you think it will deliver? You know, I hate to be this pessimistic about a movie, but I have no expectations for that film. Like, I don't think it's going to be good, but I'm going into it with like mid-level expectations. Like, I'm expecting the movie to be mid. I really am. But if it then goes beyond that, I'm going to be really shocked and really surprised to be like, oh, this is a lot of fun. All right, cool. But I don't know. I just really don't have any good expectations for it. I want it to be good, but this is like if you were to put Will Ferrell in like Will Ferrell doing The Exorcist or something. You know what I mean? David Gordon Green's he's got a really silly sense of humor with his style and all that. I don't know if that's going to translate very well with The Exorcist. It translates really well with the Halloween franchise for the most part, because I feel like those movies have always been inherently a little silly. I mean, if you're not laughing at Dr. Loomis being so over the top in the majority, or at least the movies that he's in, I don't know, man. I mean, that is totally supposed to come off as a little goofy and silly. Lonnie, get away from there. You know what I mean? When he's screaming at that kid, like, that is so over the top and ridiculous in that original movie. So I feel like his style works really well with Halloween and Halloween 2018 and Kills especially. I feel like the humor was really on point in those movies. I just don't know if that's going to translate all that well with The Exorcist. David Gordon Green has done more serious movies. Like, I believe he did a movie on the Boston bombing, if I'm remembering correctly. But that's the only thing, you know? That's the only movie I can think of that was like a more serious film. So, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna check it out. You know, I am like, listen, it's The Exorcist. The original Exorcist is one of my all-time favorite horror films. It's an easy top 10. I love it so much. It's so well executed. So I'm gonna check it out. You know, anything that's a continuation of a franchise that I really love, I'm absolutely going to watch. So I'm gonna do updates on it. I'm gonna cover it, but I'm going into it with like about halfway expectations. Like, I'm expecting a 5 out of 10, but if it's anything greater than that, I will be pleasantly surprised, and that would be awesome. I'm rooting for it too. That's another thing. Like, I don't want it to fail or anything like that. I really love what that same team of people, which is moving over from the Halloween franchise now into the Exorcist franchise. I love what they did for the most part with the Halloween franchise, especially like I said, especially in Halloween Kills and Halloween 2018. I love what they did with those movies. So I am rooting for them here. I really want this to be a good movie, but I don't know. I got some mixed expectations. Bazillion Balloons is here. What up, Jake? Love you, man. I love you too. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. We're vibing, we're gooping and booping. We're doing all that fun stuff. Across Games is here too, saying, Jake, what do you think all the characters are looking at in that Scream 6 photo? Oh boy, have I got a theory for you, my friend. Oh boy. So let's pull this up. Let's pull this up one more time. So right here, we have all of our characters looking at something kind of in shock, besides Dermot Mulroney that's kind of giving this little sexy, maybe scary side eye. I don't know what's going on there, but everyone else is kind of looking at like just totally in shock at whatever the fuck they're looking at. And if you remember a little while ago, I covered this on my page in an update video, man, maybe 3 months ago, I want to say, which is actually, hate to pat myself on the back here, but that's why Chris from 3C Films gave me a bit of a shout out, was because I talked about this photo that got leaked of someone looking into the theater where they filmed that shot, and you can see a bunch of Ghostface robes without masks on in the theater. So I think that's what they're looking at. They're looking at a bunch of the old Ghostface robes from the past movies. That would be my guess. It totally lines up with that picture that I shared in that video from a long time ago. So I feel like that's probably what they're looking at. It's going to be like a second act reveal, which leads into how they figure out who Ghostface is or something. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Ernie is putting another great Loomis quote here. You don't even know what death is. Turns around and runs away dramatically, and they show the whole thing in Halloween 2. That shit is so funny. Like, I don't know, man. If that's not supposed to be funny, I don't know what is. Like, that is so over the top and silly. and he just runs away. It's like, what am I watching? It's so funny. Man, Donald Pleasance is a treat in all of those movies, all of them. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. He's so good. He's so good in those movies. Great stuff. David Gordon Green and Danny McBride get a lot of guff. They are awesome. They are awesome. Honestly, I think they're awesome. I just think David Gordon Green didn't want to make a third Halloween movie. I think that's honestly, I think he wanted to do the Christine remake and they just didn't want him to do that. They're like, listen, Halloween's hot right now. You got to make another one of those. I think it's total like rebel filmmaking from David Gordon Green. He just wanted to do his own thing. The studio didn't want him to do it. And I think I have reflected from my comments that I made in my, if there's any video I regret on this page, it's the Halloween Ends review. I wish I had worded things a little differently. It was a full-on attack of David Gordon Green, essentially. And now having a better view of it, I feel like David Gordon Green just wanted to do his own thing and the studio didn't want him to do that. So he was kind of like, here's the middle finger, bro. I'm going to do my own thing. Fuck you guys. And I get it. I get why he did what he did. Honestly, I think he just didn't want to he didn't want to make another Halloween movie. And you know what? I kind of respect him for it at this point. It's one of those things where I'm not a big fan of Halloween Ends, but I kind of get why he did what he did, I think. I don't know. That's another reason why I want to buy the Halloween Ends Blu-ray or Steelbook, whatever, because I just want to hear what he has to say. I'm very curious to learn a little more about that. Now that I've taken some time, now that it's been some time since I've seen the movie, I've thought about it a lot, and I just feel like it was rebel filmmaking. I love what these guys did with Halloween and Halloween Kills. I really like those movies. I know a lot of people aren't big fans of Kills, but I enjoyed them. So I don't know. I feel like it was one of those things where they were just they wanted to make Halloween 2018 and get out of there, and the studio was like, hey, make 2 more movies because they'll make money. I don't know. It's a weird situation. Like I said, I want to see what he has to say. So very curious for that. That Sounded Scary has got to get going. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We had a lot of crazy stuff happen on this stream. A very awesome surprise visitor too. So once again, thank you to Chris for that as well. That Sounded Scary. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and hopefully we'll see you in the next stream. So this is another thing I should announce too, because I'm probably gonna be wrapping up here soon. But something I wanted to announce is that almost every day next week I'm going live, because holy shit, Jake has just been away from this stuff for too long. Thankfully, I got to squeak in like 3 streams into this week, but I just haven't had any time really. But I will be going live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe not Thursday actually. Now that I think about it, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday I will be going live at least for next week, and then probably some into December. But yeah, it's gonna get back on track next month, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. So gonna see a lot more content on this page. And oh my god, we got another surprise visitor on here. The absolutely illustrious Fate Decided. Oh my god, Killjoy Jake, 5th time listener, full-time supporter. Can I have a kiss? Anything for one of my supporters, Mr. Decided. I already give you enough kisses, Fate. God, just asking for more. Oh man, funny stuff. Welcome, Fate. Welcome to the stream. Handy Moss is here. I think Scream 6, aka Scream 6 or Scream, will be the weakest of the franchise, and we didn't see Samara Weaving in the leaked photo. We've seen her in a few behind-the-scenes set photos, so I am really excited to see what her role is going to be in it. I don't think it's going to be the weakest, man. I don't know. There's no way. I mean, they could mess it up. I'm not saying there's no way. Yeah, I shouldn't say there's no way, because they could mess this up. This is going to be one of those very different movies. I will say this, it's going to be polarizing. That's for sure. It's definitely going to be polarizing, but everything I know about the film, it's so, that's so exciting to me. I'm like, this is different. This is so weird, and I have no idea what to expect from this movie, and that really excites me. Like, I'm so excited going into this movie. I genuinely have no idea what to expect, so. Oh, John's giving me a good question here. Thanks for the $2. You're a killer. Costume, victim type, and motive. Ooh. Oh, man. I see, my favorite kinds of killers are the ones that don't wear masks. I will say that. So those are my favorite types of killers. I love people that are just totally fucking crazy. They just lose their minds. Those are my favorite types of slashers. But man, this is tough. I have so many ideas for slashers. I would love to see a slasher that just wears like all white, like a white suit. Like think the Colonel from KFC. like that, like all white, a white suit, and he just gets covered in blood. Really aesthetically pleasing. I think that would be really cool. You know what? Let's just keep going down this Colonel route. How about a guy that makes fried chicken that he owns a fried chicken company and he loses his mind because all of his stocks start to plummet. He loses the company and it's the Colonel, and he's got the white hair and all that. He's 60 years old, but you know what? He's still killing. He puts on that white suit. He has what would his weapon of choice be though? Because I feel like it would like be a little too on the nose if he had a fried chicken drumstick or something. He's just bopping people on the head with. How about a deep fryer thing? Like one of the nets that you use to deep fry stuff. He uses that. It's like sharpened though, so if you like it hits you with it, it's like it grates through your skin or something. And he kills all the people that don't eat at his restaurant. There you go. That's my killer off the top of my head. the Colonel Killer. Anybody can steal that idea from me. Just give me credit, by the way. if someone decides to make that, that's really funny. Oh man, the Colonel Killer. It's got to happen. Someone's got to make that. If someone makes that, I will absolutely help produce it or something. that would be great. John, thanks for the $2. I appreciate that again. All right, everybody, I'm going to sign off. I got family in town, so I do want to actually have some time to hang out with them today. But thank you all so much for hanging out with me on this stream. We had an awesome surprise guest, a lot of crazy surprise guests, if it was fate decided, or Chris from 3 Seat Films, which I'm still losing my mind about a little bit. That was insane. Once again, I don't think Chris is still here, but thank you so much for coming into the stream, and thanks for the $10. Thanks for the support. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Once again, more Scream 6 news is to come, and we may get a trailer next week as well. So a lot of exciting stuff on the horizon. Thank you guys so much for hanging out again. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.